present here for this international e-conference based on the theme of post-COVID-19 situation. Myself, Assistant Professor Neha Pandhare and Assistant Professor Mr. Prashik Tayade from KLE Society Science and Commerce College would like to present before you our research paper which is based on a study of the perceptions of the COVID-19 situations in the field of information and communication technology, that is ICT. To start with our presentation, introduction. COVID-19, as we all know, we are facing this COVID-19 situation still now. Last year, 1 year back, when this COVID-19 started, it created a very big havoc in the overall world, which had not only stopped everything but also made a very great impact on the economic, social, as well as the physical lives of the individuals. So, this COVID-19 pandemic represents the blended international economic, social, and the fitness disaster, greater acute than the occasion till the date in the century. And as of May 2020, 5.5 million people instances have been shown and across the world, whereas at least 3 lakhs 30,000 of people have lost their lives. The ICT is a mechanism where we involve the technology for the different purposes of the activities. Now, during this crisis, the ICT zone has also recorded a very bouncing monetary crisis. A great monetary crisis was observed in this ICT field. COVID-19 has had a very great impact on the range of nations which are growing even worse now in the economic, strategic, as well as political clashes across the globes. The outbreak has not only impacted all the industries but also has impacted the industries, but also most probably it has impacted the industries which are using the ICT, that information and communication technology, because that was the source of connectivity throughout this entire pandemic situation. When we all were sitting at our homes and doing our works, the modern conditions are affecting this ICT in each area wherever they are used. And the study indicates the perceptions of those peoples or those individuals who have been using this ICT during and after this pandemic situations or the COVID-19, and what it has an effect and what are their situation now in these particular sectors is the study all says. The research methodology for the study used was is the study or the universe of the study was open to all the states of the individuals. The design was focused, the sample is focused on the college students, the teaching faculties, that is the academicians, the industry personnels who are working in the ICT industries or the IT sectors. Data was collected through a questionnaire, and overall we have received 136 responses from every category. That is, it may be an individual, there may be students, there may be academicians, and etc. The demographics of the entire research goes as the collection of data was done through the Google Forms, which was been circulated through a well-structured questionnaire, which focused on the several points, which was related to the awareness of the ICT, the roles of ICT, the people know, individual expectations, management expectations, effects on the budgets, what has this COVID-19 created, and what are they facing is now after this pandemic, after COVID-19, and had a great effect on the budgets also. These are some questionnaires. These are the questionnaires of the entire research. First one was asked that are they aware of the ICT? If you see the demo, if you see the graph properly, if you see the graph, we can see that 59.6% of people are aware, wherein 20%, 19.9%, which is approximately a 20% of the people, are not yet aware about what the ICT is, and we are using this ICT in our day-to-day life. So it's a bit concern now. Secondly, what is the role of ICT according to the people's perceptions? They have answered their views or various views on ICT, that it has helped in communication, it has helped in sharing the information worldwide, it has also helped them to communicate at a longer distances, and many more. Third question, dependent on the cloud based. Are the individuals using cloud based solutions right now because of this COVID-19? Yes. There are 43.4 people who are being in. There is a slight increase. We can say yes, they have been started in using the cloud based solutions. 33.8% are still not using the cloud infrastructures. They are on the basic infrastructure that they use. And yes, somewhere significantly, some are ready to move towards the cloud equations are of 22.8%. Preparation for the network infrastructure to work from home. Yeah. From this, we can see that 27.2 people respondents says that they are 100% employees who are ready to work from home, whereas 18.4 people are not ready to work from home, and 10 to 50% of employees are, that is a 14.7 ratio, says that yes, we are ready to work from home, but not surety on their answers. Automation of the IT infrastructure at their organization. Yes, 23.3 people or the respondents are not planning, have not yet planned for automations because they are not aware about the ICT. So these are the people who are not aware about the ICT, and it is our responsibility to make them aware about them. 25 people have already started with the automation due to online lectures in colleges and schools, online lectures. Everyone has started using online online mechanisms like Google Meet, G Suite, Zoom, Cisco WebEx, Microsoft Teams, etc., and many more. 33.8% are planning to use the certain domains. They are ready to purchase those, but using this automation has created an impact on their IT budgets also, where we can see that 27.2 people say there is no impact on the budget, whereas comparative to that, 42.6% of people say that yes, it has created a impacted our budgets and they're expecting the budgets to be reduced in this coming financial year. And 30.1 says yes, they need to increase their own budget to invest into new technologies. The next question was related to management. As already stated, there were some questions related to the expectations. So what expectation? There are two. One is the management expectations and one is the individual's expectation. Management expectations is to maintain its status quo, invest in the new innovation, do less, do more with the less, opening up into new streams, and all of the above. All of the 43.4 respondents are saying yes, our management is concerned or has expects these all pointers from us. Whereas on contrary, when we come up to the individuals, we can see that 17.6% of people are expect that there should be the reduce in the price of the licensing of the softwares for a couple of months more at least. They should give us 36% of people respondents say that there should be a proper guidance for the solution that they're using. Higher level of service should be support provided by 23.4 people are saying, and there should be 22.1 people say there should be a faster deployment for the new solutions as well. There was also key initiatives what the organizations have taken to sail through the current situations. As it is, we all are aware about that we are using online mechanisms. Some of them may be visiting their colleges, so there are the social distancing mechanisms, ICT mechanisms, use of Wi-Fi, internet connectivity, bandwidth has been increased. Uh, Online lectures have been started, use of subscriptions to the G Suite, Zoom, WebEx, purchasing of these softwares has been done by the managements. These are the key initiatives that the managements have taken through in their different organizations to sail through these situations. As it's also said that something never comes with some advantages and some comes with the disadvantages. ICT also has some advantages as well as disadvantages. So according to the opinions of the respondents, the advantages of the ICT is that speed, time, and money has been saved, whereas they means they can share or their information very quickly. Communication has been efficient. Overall, the world throughout the world, they can communicate anywhere at any time sitting at their homes. Enhanced mode of communication, cost efficient. The most important is the paperless mechanism, eliminating the use of paperless, which has but it has also enhanced to data and information security at some level. Some level it is not. Minimization the cost and saves times also. No need to travel to our locations and take the lectures. Sitting at our homes on your mobiles, you can sit and take the lectures. But there are some disadvantages also as per the respondents. First one, it says that students or the individuals are getting more and more attracted toward the internet and the gadgets. They are not physically involved in the activities. They are only on getting themselves involved in the online activities. So managing things online sometimes it gets difficult. Unemployment has increased because of this. Because there are many reasons. There are many people who have been unemployed. It also has a great impact on the physical health because continuously sitting in front of the laptops, computers, mobile phone gives strain not only onto your eyes but also your physically health also. Misleading and misguiding messages also are there. You cannot trust the entire online system or this ICT completely if there is a proper security mechanism. Otherwise, it's a risk. Managing courses online is sometimes difficult. Students are forgetting the writing skills which they used to do in their offline classes. Nowadays, they have lost their habit of writing, which may create a bit effect on their future also. It is convenient, but if the privacy comes in picture, it is very well settled. The overall findings of the research paper says us that 19.9 respondents who are not aware of the ICT should be made aware about them. We need to put up the role. We need to make them aware with the roles of ICT, how it is helping the individuals in their work fields everywhere. 43.4 people have started using the cloud base, but some are not ready. So those who are not ready should be made aware about how they can use them and how it gets easy to use. Working from home is not a great task, but yes, it should. The people who are not prepared should also be can make a step forward to work from home. 24.3% organizations who are not ready to plan for the automation of their work should try to step forward for automations also. IT budgets, which has got a great impact due to this COVID, post-COVID situations or this COVID-19 situations, which has increased in the expenses for purchasing those licenses or the technology or the softwares that we use. The management expectations, so this increase in the expenses, management expectations are also increasing, that is doing more with less. Reduction in the cost of licenses should be done so that the installation of new technologies is possible at each level, and training for the same also should be given. Lack of lots of work on the teacher side has increased, whereas there is a lack of focus on the student centric. If we consider the students part here, if we consider the online lectures, so ICT is most probably right now used in this field. So there are some advantages as well as disadvantages also. The suggestions and recommendations for the research goes as working from home with the planning of new ideas and improving the working relationship, connecting the lower level management, starting up small businesses which can have a smaller startups there, small margins, enhanced mode of communication, enhance the mode of communication. You can enhance more and more modes of communications, implementing newer technologies, newer mechanisms, new online methodologies, wherein the task gets easy but also not so boring for the person to who is using it. Limitations of the study was that since the sample size is limited due to the time constraint and it was limited only to the national levels, identifying the census related to the help provided to the people also. Conclusions. So the overall study of the research says that COVID-19 has done a very great impact on the IT sectors, as well as it has affected their employability too, the person who are working in these IT or ICT sectors. Measures can be taken to implement these ICT with minimum expenses, which will help the organizations to maintain their management also, their management expectations also, and their individual expectations and employee satisfaction, which is the most. Security mechanisms can be enhanced, wherein we can prevent the privacy, confidentiality, and the data of confidentiality of the data that has been shared online through the several mechanisms which we will be using. These are the references through which the research was being referred for. Thank you very much.